Okay, so we're going to start this next section. Take a little break in this because I wanted to do this first before we continued on with parallel lines. So next thing is I can solve equations and find missing measurements of basic angles. So this is the assignment that's associated with this. It's really important that you show your work. You will not get credit for it. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go through some of the vocabulary for this course. First thing is the term postulate. It is a statement assumed to be true. Okay? And a theorem is a statement that has to be proven to be true. Okay? Now I left you guys way too much space for this. So segment addition postulate. So I'll fix that in the notes. Segment addition postulate just says the sum of the parts of a segment is equal to the whole. So basically, part plus part is equal to whole. Okay? And that's something we just accept to be true. Okay? And so the kind of problems that you're going to be doing, and I'm going to remind you, you need to be very mindful of this, is it says right here, find x and the distance from A to C. Okay, so you have to find x first. Okay, so I look at this right here and I see that this segment is in two parts. So I know the distance from A to B plus the distance from B to C is equal to the distance from A to C. Okay, that's segment addition postulate. Part plus part is equal to whole. X, which is the distance from A to B, and 2x, which is the distance from B to C, is equal to the distance from A to C, which is 2x plus 5. Okay, so x plus 2x is 3x, is equal to 2x plus 5. Subtract 2x, subtract 2x, x is equal to 5. So we answered the first part. It also says find the distance from A to C. So once I know that that is 5, well, I know the distance from A to C is 2x plus 5. So the distance from A to C is going to be 2. I replace the x here with 5 plus 5. The distance from A to C is equal to 10 plus 5. The distance from A to C is equal to 15. Okay, you can check that. If I put x is 5, then this part would be 5, and this is 10, and 5 plus 10 is 15, so that does work. For the next one, you're going to have to actually draw this out. It says find the distance from K to L if K is between J and L. So the first thing, I'm going to do my improvisational, is I draw a diagram. It says find KL if J is between, or if K is between J and L. So I'm going to put, so I'm going to have J here, L here, and I'm going to have K somewhere between, and it doesn't really matter. Okay, then I fill in my diagram. So it says the distance from J to K is 2x. The distance from K to L is x plus 2. And then the last thing we're given is the distance from J to L is 5x minus 10. I know segment addition postulate because I want to find the parts. I'm looking for the distance from K to L. In order to find the distance from K to L, I need to know what x is, so I solve for x first. I know the distance from J to K. I know the distance from J to K, plus the distance from K to L is equal to the distance from J to L. Distance from J to K is 2x. Distance from K to L is x plus 2. Distance from J to L is 5x minus 10. I combine my like terms. 3x plus 2 is equal to 5x minus 10. I get my variables on one side. 2 is equal to 2x minus 10. Add 10, add 10. 12 is equal to 2x divide by 2, divide by 2, x is equal to 6. But if you put 6, that's not going to be sufficient because that's not what it asks for. It asks for the distance from K to L. I know the distance from K to L is x plus 2. So the distance from K to L is going to be 6 plus 2. So the distance from K to L is equal to 8. Okay, so that's segment addition postulate. Midpoint. Midpoint is a point that divides a segment into two congruent. This is congruent, which means equal in measure. Parts. It is also the point halfway between the endpoints of a segment. So it says find x and RS if S is the midpoint of R in T. So I have no diagram here. I'm a very visual person. So S is the midpoint of R in T. So here is R, here is T. They're capital because they're points. S is going to be the midpoint. It's in the middle. Okay. If I know it's the midpoint, well, I know a midpoint divides a segment into two congruent parts. So I also know that this part is the same as this part, and I indicate that by putting the same number of tick marks on it. It says the distance from R to S is 4x. The distance from R to T is 24. You know part plus part is equal to whole. Okay, same thing. So you know the distance from R to S plus the distance from S to T is equal to 24. I know the distance from R to S is 4x. I'm not given the distance from S to T is equal to 24. But these two parts are congruent, so the distance from R to S is 4x, and the distance from S to T is 4x. So I have 4x plus 4x is equal to 24. 8x is equal to 24. Divide by 8, divide by 8, x is equal to 3. Okay, so I did find that part. Now it also asked you to find the distance from R to S. I know R to S is equal to 4x. R to S is equal to 4 times 3, so the distance from R to S is equal to 12. So that's the segment stuff to start with.